So this diagram shows some cycle to work data taken from the 2001-2011 UK censuses. The diagram shows the percentages by age group of male and female workers in England and Wales, excluding London, who cycle to work in these 2 years. Following questions refer to the workers represented by the graphs in the diagram. A researcher is going to take a sample of men and a sample of women and ask them whether or not they cycle to work. Why would it be more important to stratify the sample of men than the sample of women? Well, let's take a look at the graph. So we're focusing on the males. We've got the solid line here. This is 2001. And then the dashed line, I'll do this in blue for, okay, so basically it's the top ones. And what we can see is that there's a much higher proportion at younger ages cycling than at older ages, whereas for women, it's actually fairly constant. I know it increases here, but that's what we're looking for in the answer. So the percentage of people who cycle to work varies much more across age groups for men than for women. And that's why we should definitely, it'd be more important to stratify. So the mark scheme says along the same lines. Greater proportions of younger men cycling than older men. Research project followed a randomly chosen large sample of the group of male workers who were aged 30 to 34 in 2001. 30 to 34 would be them here. And we're asked, does the diagram suggest the proportion of this group who cycle to work has increased or decreased from 2001 to 2011? Justify your answer. I got to be really careful here because we need to compare that green dot on the red line, not with the same like place on the blue line, because we're talking 10 years later. So instead of them being 30 to 34, they're now going to be 40 to 44. They're going to be here. And so actually our answer is that the proportion has decreased. The workers were in the 30 to 34 category in 2001. They're now going to be in the 40 to 44 category. So it's decreased. We're asked to write down one assumption that you have to make about these workers in order to draw this conclusion. I think this is quite a tough question, but here's some possible things you could say. The age group is still approximately the same size in 2011. Very few or no males in the age group joined the workforce between 2001 and 2011. So it's still like representative of the ones we had in 2001, the same with it leaving. So just one of these answers. And that's therefore the sample's representative of the whole population, or just the size of the workforce hasn't changed much. So yeah, it's quite tricky to get that last mark, but that's what you're looking for.